Your number 4 ranked University of St. Francis football team put it all together in a dominant 44-6 win at Concordia University this past Saturday. The Cougars ran the ball, passed it, and sacked the Cardinals, but it was the special teams that provided the juice in the big victory.
Yeah, it takes a big play sometimes like that, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, to ignite the flame. And the Vito's block punt and Chuck returning it for 6, and then turn around and getting the onside kick, and then the gates opened up, you know.
Seeing your teammates get fired up really fires you up. So when we see people on special teams making plays like that and getting the ball back to the offense, we realize that we have to take advantage of what they're doing, and seeing them get excited really gets us fired up. So I think that really helped us out.
Zach Minardo in the offensive line was paving its way, opening up the gates for Justin Green, Aaron Harris, P.J. Dean, and Ryan Sinader. The 4 running backs accounted for 278 yards on 34 carries for an average of 8.2 yards per carry.
Oh, I was ecstatic about it because so much of our passing game is play action. So, you know, we've got to get the cylinders firing with the ground game, and the 3 amigos back there took off. All 3 of them had big games, and the offensive line got off the ball, and we controlled the line of scrimmage, and it was just a lot of fun. We enjoyed it very much, second half.
It was a lot of fun. Football is a violent and physical game. Being able to run the ball like that is it's impressive, but that's something that we want to do every week, and it's just a lot of fun to be able to dominate somebody like that physically. That's why we play football.
An amazing feeling for the offensive line, and a relief after having rushed for 103 yards, 22 yards, and 127 yards respectively in the previous 3 games. Last Saturday was different.
I would say the difference had to have been just the mindset that we came out with in the second half. We refused to let them take advantage of the game. We wanted to impose our will, as Coach Miller says, on the defense, and show them that we weren't there to mess around anymore. Like we were going to play like the number 4 team in the country.
And Zach is serious, both on and off the field. After last season, he was named to the 2015 COSIDA Academic All-American team. He has a grade point average of 3.7 while studying sociology with a concentration in criminology.
Winning that award was very eye-opening. I didn't even know the award existed, other than I saw a few players before me get that award. It was a very humbling thing. Grades have always been very important to me. That's why I'm here. School first, football second. But the aura around our program is you make the grades first before you can be on the field. So that's always helped me as well. But from a young age, I've always liked grades first, always. Because without those, you don't really have anything. Once football's over, what are you going to fall back on? So, yeah, that's one of my big driving factors with school. So I have given thought to grad school, maybe coming back and talking to Coach D about GAing, but that's a big step. And I think for right now, I would love to get on somewhere, either police force or start in the police force, or get to the Department of Child Services, help in that region. I'm not sure where yet, if I'll stay up here in Fort Wayne or head back down to Indy, where there's a bigger market for that. But yeah, that's where I would like to go.
Well, football's got to be important or you're not going to be good at it, like anything else. But God, family, you're getting your education, and football are in that top 4. It has to be. And Zach's one of those guys that balances things well. He's just a solid person. Whatever he chooses to do with his life, he is going to be successful. A true team guy, you have to be as an offensive lineman. Sometimes, you know, you go through a career and they say, what's that guy's name? But we as coaches know it, and opposing coaches know them. that they're the real warriors. They're the true team guys, because they have to give so much of themselves for their teammates.
With the combination of strength and intelligence, it's no surprise that Minardo was thrown into the trenches as a true freshman. During the 2013 season, he started the last 5 games of the year.
Coming in as a freshman, I did not expect to play at all, but there was an opportunity for me to step up and show that I could be here, I could play here with the older guys. It was a learning curve. I learned a lot about myself, but I'm very thankful that Coach Miller was able to give me that opportunity. And the speed of college football is totally different from what I was experiencing in high school. For me, it was hands and footwork. The faster my feet and the faster my hands were, the quicker I was able to stop somebody on a pass rush or get them on a reach block or something like that. But you could definitely tell that I was a freshman. I made a lot of mistakes, but I have definitely improved, I would say tenfold, a lot. Footwork, hands, leverages and stuff like that on blocks, I've gotten so much better at. It really came together last year for me, and this year I'm just trying to capitalize and help my teammates out.
And 2 of his teammates continue to roll. Quarterback Nick Ferrer has thrown 2 touchdown passes in 18 consecutive games, while receiver Seth Cote has now caught a touchdown pass in 20 consecutive games, and Seth has learned from a long line of Cougars.
Well, if there's anybody that's Mr. Cougar football, it would be Seth. I mean, he grew up with it as a little guy with his face all painted up and was a real Cougar family member before he ever started in junior high, you know. So, you talk about the progression of that. He was the original first progression on that touchdown that was covered. So Nick went through the progression, and then finally he got himself open. So he wasn't first, second, or third. He was the first cover, and then got himself open late for the score, and then went up and just took it away. Defenses definitely have to know where he is, and most of them give him special attention. Sometimes they got to put their best guy on him, or they got to put a matchup plus a half or 2. So if you got 2 guys or even 1.5 that are involved in trying to take him away, somebody else is going to be free. So Seth's having to be a team guy and understanding of his value, that he's a go-to guy, most definitely the best receiver in the country in our opinion. And when he gets that kind of attention, it makes everybody else pretty successful.
And for the Cougars to have success this Saturday against number 24 ranked Robert Morris, it starts with slowing down running back Corey Rogers, who ranks number 2 in the NAIA in all-purpose yards, averaging 183 per game.
He reminds me of Daniel Carter that played for us several years ago. He's that kind of back. He's small but breakaway and tremendous acceleration and speed. Real challenge for our defense. I mean, we can't miss tackles on this guy. We got to wrap him up. So I know the coaches are going to be working hard on all the various types of tackling drills and things this week because he is an outstanding football player. They put the ball in his hands more than anybody else. So we have a big challenge.
Another challenge will be for the offensive line going up against the Mid-States Football Association's number 4 ranked rushing defense in the Eagles, who are giving up 130 yards per game on the ground.
I'm expecting a very strong front 7. They always do have that. Their defensive line is always big, fast, and strong. I've played against them 3 times now, so it's very consistent with what they do. They're going to try and hit you in the mouth, and we're going to have to try and hit back. But they're a very good football team. You definitely have to play them differently. They do a couple different things on defense. They'll do a reduction front. They'll come down. They'll bring an outside linebacker down to play defensive end. They did that last year, kind of threw us off, and that's why that game was such a struggle. we had prepared all week for a 3-4. They come out in a totally different defense. But we're ready for that now. We know what they do, and we'll be prepared.